Hello, parents, teachers, caretakers. Thank you so much for coming back again and again and again. Thank you for some of those amazing messages. I got a beautiful message from a friend and said, George, I've been silently listening to some of these videos and it's helped me immensely in my journey of parenting with my teenager. I did something very interesting when I spoke at the Living Life Abundantly, when I sent a message on the Living Life Abundantly group. I asked ChatGPT, if you know what ChatGPT is, it's an AI functioning, and I have a software called AI Smith. It's a paid version of it. So I'm able to, share things and get the principles. Now I asked ChatGPT about giving me principles about living life abundantly. And guess what? Within 75 seconds, it gave me 7 to 8 pointers that I was able to immediately send it. Now, did I immediately send that? No, I used that to share something very important. Parents, teachers, caretakers, please listen, please listen, please listen. Today, with one click of a button, we can get a lot of principles about how to deal with our children. But please understand this, our teenagers are not listening to those principles. They are not understanding some of those principles. You know why? I'm sorry to say this, because our lives don't match with those principles. Recently, there was a teenager who when I was telling her, hey, your mom is just fantastic. She's a very good teacher. She shares so much. And this is what she said. Yeah, she shares so much. She gives me principle for every little thing. Every time she scolds me, she gives me so many different principles. And her principles are amazing, uncle. But I don't see her life living those principles. Our children have not rejected the principles. They have rejected people with their lives that are not matching up with those principles. I'll say that again. Our children have not rejected those principles, but they have rejected people and lives whose lives don't match up those principles. The biggest need of the hour is not asking ChatGPT to give us principles on how we begin to do it. No, the biggest need of the hour is that our lives need to match up with those principles. And that's a difficult journey. And that's an inner journey. That's a re-scripting journey. I know I was in the car with my oldest son, and he was driving and he was moving up, and he made a small mistake, in the driving. He missed out something, and I got a little upset, and I just said, hey, be careful. I've been telling this all the time, my old self, right? Of me sharing it. And we reached home. There was a silence in the car. We reached home. After we reached home, I quickly went to him and I said, hey, I'm sorry. The way I said it, I'm sorry. I said the right thing. It's out of my concern. I hope you understand that my concern is that the other car was about to hit and that guy stopped and he changed it, right? And that's why I said it. But I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to do it. And he just looked at me, he smiled. Please understand this. Even when we make mistakes, our lives need to match up those principles. It's okay sometimes for us to go and say sorry. It's okay. I'm not saying we need to keep saying sorry all the time. No, that will become another different problem altogether. But it's okay for us sometimes to say sorry. Our children will appreciate that because we are living those principles that we are talking about. Parents, teachers, caretakers, you're on an amazing journey. Don't give up on your children. Don't give up on those teenagers. We will talk a little bit about another principle in the next episode.